Do any of you all have a hobby that has not only entertained you, but has helped you positively impact those around you and those in your community? For me, that hobby is painting. Today I will tell you how I began painting, how my painting has impacted other people, and also my plans for painting in the future. So first I will talk about how I began painting. I began when I was in middle school and started taking a 2D art class. Now we didn't start with painting, but we started with basic pencil drawings of our hands. And later in that year we began experimenting with watercolor paints. It was in middle school when I found that I had a knack for art, that I really enjoyed the sense of accomplishment it brought me. I also was one of the few kids at that time who had the patience to work really diligently on an art piece to get it exactly how I liked it. Later in high school, that's when I began working with acrylic paints, which is the medium that I like to use now. And I began doing more complicated pieces, such as this portrait of a man here. So over the years, my teachers were super encouraging with my art, as well as my parents. And I began to fall in love with the sense of calmness it brought me, just being totally absorbed in my piece of artwork. So now that I've told you how I began painting, I'm going to talk to you about how I've used it to positively impact my community. So last summer, painting rocks became extremely popular. People were painting flowers, smiley faces, encouraging messages on rocks, and leaving them in the community for other people to find. So me liking crafts in general and painting, I decided to try it out. And so I had a lot of fun doing that, and one day in our community, our town provided rocks and paint and said, come on down to the park and you can paint your own. So I went down there and I was painting Disney characters on my rocks. And a lady approached me and said, wow, those are amazing. I'm from the Salvation Army and we're gonna have a silent auction soon, and I was wondering if you could maybe paint some so we could sell them in the auction. And so I did. I said, of course, I'll do it. So I gave her some with some Disney characters painted on them. She was so appreciative. I got a thank you note from them like the next week, and it made me feel so proud that something that I really liked to do was able to not only benefit myself, but benefit those in my community. The next thing that I was able to do was I was able to create some paintings to decorate the school prom. And our theme was Oriental Elegance, so I painted some koi fish and some cherry blossoms to decorate the walls for the school. And it was really cool knowing that I had a big role in creating a fun, safe night for students that were my friends, and that was so neat to me. So now that I've talked to you about how my painting has affected others, I'm going to talk to you about my plans for painting in the future. Although I don't see painting as a career plan or career path for me, I definitely see it as it continuing to be my hobby and continuing to make paintings for my friends, my family, and if I'm in any clubs or activities and they need a volunteer to paint something, I definitely see myself as being a person who steps up and does that. So in conclusion, I hope that me telling you about how I started painting and how I've used my hobby and talent to help benefit those around me, I hope you can maybe see ways where you can take your hobby and your creative talent to maybe benefit those around you too.